Hi, Nerio here, and here I am showing you how to repair a small hole in plasterboard or drywall. As you can see, I am just checking behind the plasterboard because every time there is damage to a plasterboard here, maybe a tennis ball must have hit the wall. So I'm just checking behind to see how far the damage has gone. You can see me marking it there with a pencil. And the other side. And I just sort of roughly make a square. It's always best to make your holes square than round, because I back block all my repairs. And back blocking is simply having a larger piece of plasterboard glued behind the existing plasterboard, and that way once the glue is set, I can patch it by cutting out a similar size piece of plasterboard and gluing it over the back block, and that way I will get a nice flush join. I don't like, there are methods you can use. You can use tape, or there's like a paper patch over a small hole like what I'm showing you here now. The reason why I rather have a flush join is so I don't have a slight bump, and on the side, if you look down the side, you can always see that slight bump, and it could probably show up after you paint. So this, I'm showing you how to do a flush join, and as I'm there cutting the hole away with a sharp blade, you can use a saw, one of those plasterboard saws, but in this case it's only a small hole. You can see it's the size of a fist, but by the time you cut it out, it's twice the size. And this applies to walls, ceilings. The principle is always the same. It could be smaller, could be larger. I have another video where I patch quite a large hole, so I have to use strips of plasterboard rather than the whole one piece for back blocking. Again, I just smooth out the edges, or chamfering the edges, and I cut out any loose bits of paper. There's my back block. It's a larger piece of plasterboard, quite larger than the hole. And so basically, best way to measure up is probably, I'd say 20 or 25 millimeters either side larger. So if the hole is say 150 millimeters square, you'll want to make it 200 millimeters, the back block. Or in the old scale, it's 2 inches, an inch either side. So you can see there, look, I'm not even using any tape measures or rulers. I like going to my jobs and have the minimum tools and things that I've got to carry around. It saves me walking up and down the car or carrying it around my pockets or my gun belt, as I call it. As you can see, don't make it any larger than the diagonal size of the hole, otherwise you won't be able to fit the back block in. And ensure that you've got room behind it so you can push it through. And I've got a nail there, as you can see how I can hold it and pull it back with a nail. And there I am just marking out the area where I can glue or put the glue on, like a picture frame. Here I'm negotiating how to take out the back block. No, not like that. It went in, it must come out. There you go. That's your back block. Now with the other piece of plasterboard, I'm marking out the actual size of the hole You see I'm not using any tape measures or rulers, just the small hole there, and then I just cut it with a sharp Stanley knife again. One side must cut, you have to cut right through in order so you can, when you do the other cut, you just fold it, turn it around and cut the back of it, and off it comes. So what I'm doing there is attempting to cut it right through. You can use a saw if you prefer. There you go, that's the first cut. I just fold it. There's my other line, I just cut it. And there you have it. And that's the infill. So now there's my back block. I am just applying some cornice adhesive. And it's me there with a very bad hairdo day. There you go. You can see the nail which is in the middle, a flathead nail. And it's not me talking to myself, I'm talking to the actual owners of the property which I'm repairing, so I'm not mad. I haven't gone mad, don't worry. Now with a bit of pressure I just pull it back, and you can see the back block well adhered to the back of the plasterboard. And now I'm just cleaning up the plaster that's excess plaster that's around the actual hole. Push the nail through, and there you have it. A back blocked hole ready for the infill. Now when that sets, that'll be nice and firm, and you can rest assured that that joint will not crack, and you'll have a nice flush joint, which makes it easier to stop up, and no bump. Again, there it is, there's the infill. Just checking that it's not proud. I'd rather it be shy than proud, because you can always adjust it. There's some more cornice adhesive. Just applying it around the sides there. You can see it's not too stiff, but not too runny. You don't want it to run down the wall. Just check my other video on how to mix plaster. That'll help you. If you make it too stiff, and once you press the infill in, you'll probably push the back block out. You don't want it too stiff. Like the consistency of toothpaste. There you go. Now with the broad knife, I'm just pressing firmly against there. You see me touching the sides of the existing plaster. That gives me my flush joint. Can't go wrong. Now start troweling up. And you can see how easy and looks very. It is a flush joint. Just fill up the joint now. Even on the trowel there, or on the broad knife, you can see the consistency of the plaster. Not runny and not very stiff. Always double checking. At this stage, while the plaster hasn't set, it's still soft or wet, as we call it in the trade. You've got some time to adjust it, make minor adjustments, and there you have it. As you can see now, the plaster is starting to set or firm up, and I can just trowel it smooth. You can see how easy it is by having a flush joint. You don't even have to think. Now this is the second coat. You always have to use 2 coats because the first coat will shrink around the joint slightly. So after it's set, which is probably about an hour, it takes about an hour to set, you come along with another small gauge, we call it in the trade, or another small mix. You don't need very much here, just to make sure it's all flush and smooth and really nice. Now apply the top coat. This of course is after another hour. Just making sure there's no dags or excess plaster. That is my top coat, just a very tight, thin top coat. Ready to sand. In a couple of days, you go back to it with a sanding block and just give it a light sand, ready for painting. Again, as I stressed, that is raw plaster, so when you paint, you must seal it and undercoat it. Otherwise, you'll always see the shade. If paint dries differently, your coloured paint or your top coat paint dries differently, you'll always see that patch. So you must undercoat and seal it, at least 2 coats. And then you won't even notice, once you paint it, you won't even notice the joint. It's nice and flush. And there you have it. Thanks for watching my video. Hope this helps, and good luck with your project.